Welcome to Leadership Unscripted, where real leaders have real conversations about how to lead with integrity in today's world. Today, we are at IMC, our International Maxwell Conference. We do this twice a year. And so we thought it would be neat to do our podcast live here. So you're going to have a lot of activity and action going around, but it's going to be exciting. I'm super excited today, super excited. These are not superintendents or governors yet, okay? But they are soon to be superintendents, governors, presidents. They may be co-presidents of America. Who knows? But they are very special to me and very special to our family. And so we welcome Izzy and Anna today. Thank you for being with us. We thought what we would do today, since they're here playing hooky from school, that doesn't mean that they don't care about education. No, they're here to serve and to learn about leadership. So we thought what we would do is have them here to talk about, since we have them here, to talk about student leadership. So let's dive right in. Talk a little bit about each of you. Talk about what leadership means to you. What is that term? You hear that term all the time. What does that term mean to each of you?
I think for me, so I'm a big Christian, and I like to look at Jesus for leadership. And Jesus, he always made a point to serving others. And so for leadership to me, it's setting an example to other people to what serving looks like. So
That's great. Anna?
Leadership is not about the person he's actually leading. It's about influencing and making better people that you are trying to lead. It's more about just trying to help everybody around you.
I love that. Yeah, what I love about both of you have the same theme, right? It's service. And when there's service, there's influence. All right. Talk a little bit about, now you're still young, but you experienced this. Talk about how much your generation is driven by influence, right? Whether they want to gain influence or they're influenced by other people.
I think, especially young kids, they care a lot about how other people perceive them. So they had an influence from their peers and their teachers and their parents. So I think leadership gets whipped in your brain to look more like him super confident or him able to have one influence over other people.
Yeah, that's good.
it is definitely a popularity contest. I know that in our school we have student council and we have class presidents and we have homecoming court and we vote for those people, and oftentimes it's a popularity contest. And if you don't know the name, you're probably not going to vote for them, and you look for the name that you do know and the name that's familiar, and just so you can say that you have voted, you vote for the name that is familiar to you. And a lot of it is social media. We are very influenced. I know that I like to change my hair and my style based on the videos that I see. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's pretty. I want to look like that. I want to be pretty like that. So leadership is definitely a lot of influence.
Let's talk about values. Okay. I know you really well. I'm getting to meet Anna. And if Anna's friends with you, she's friends with me, like we know. I know your parents well. So I know your background when it comes to values, right? But I want both of you to speak a little bit about why values are important to you and where you see an absence of values in, not your friends, but just in your generation.
I think, so for me, what I value in leadership is being able to know that person wants to help you. And it's not just about money or quota. So I'm just about a title or, like you said, we're getting popularity. It's about them being able to teach you things that you don't know to better yourself. So as they learn, they want to teach you. And I think in our generation, oftentimes we lose the sense of almost beauty in leadership to be able to help others and influence others. And I just think that, especially in high school, it starts to feel, even like a burden sometimes, to feel the world upon your shoulders to lead other people. And as the stage, but with lose the strength. Yeah.
I love it.
So you talked about values. I think our values, because I've known you for like 5 years, I believe that my values are friends and family and faith in God. And I think he said an absence of values. I know we do have a small group at our church, and it's felt more of a gathering and more of a party. And it's an absence of value in the faith of Jesus. And that is one of my like strong beliefs that I want to be a really good Christian. That is like one of my strongest values in my life.
Yeah.
And recently when we've been going, it's a lot of people just milling about, having random conversations. They're not really in the faith. And that's where the absence of valuing their relationship with Christ.
I love that.
Each side of a leadership, its value. Because one, it becomes like a burden. And we have so many bad examples of leadership in our lives. We had people in our school or adults in our life who have displayed bad examples of leadership and in our country and other countries. So it's hard to know what real leadership should look like because there's so many controversial, conflicting examples of it. And I think, like what you said earlier, like the ideal one of a leadership for me is Jesus. Being able, if you're not willing to get down on your knees, you watch someone speak, that ask yourself, how much of the leader I'm leader?
I love that. Go ahead. Yeah, you guys are doing great.
So you spoke about Jesus, and I think in how we have bad examples of leaders. I think that is very prominent in our school because oftentimes, like student leaders, we see the bad parts of it. We see the stress, the anxiety, and some people look at that and they're like, oh, I don't want to be a leader. If being a leader gives me stress and anxiety, I don't want that. Or if being a leader makes other people not like me, or I look bad, or I'm not popular anymore, it pushes you away from the want to be a good leader.
There's also like conflicting stereotypes and ideas in a school. So if you want to really push yourself to be an A-level student or to achieve the best that you can in your class, it can be seen as like a try hard. And for some reason, our high school has decided that, and just our generation has decided that for some reason that's bad. It's bad to Pentecost as trying super hard for something you want. And I don't think that is super realistic, especially in the world as you grow up, because you have to try hard to achieve what you want. But if you see it as like being a try hard in high school, it just brings judgment upon you. And I think the thing that kids can tell to avoid the most in high school is being judged by the teacher.
Yeah, judgment at any age, right? Consistent in the world, but in your generation, the judgment, how you compare yourself, Belly, you talked a little bit about that, how you compare yourself to other people is a big deal, right? So talk about advice you would give your friends, okay? Because your friends will watch this. Is that what they call it? It'll be on the TikTok. It'll be on all that kind of stuff, right? Talk a little bit about the advice you would give your friends of how they don't need to worry about being influenced so much and become leadership influencers, not just influencers, but leadership influencers.
So influence is a huge thing in our generation. My advice would be, and this is super easy to say, I know people get told this a lot, don't care what other people think. And I think it's more, don't care and don't worry so much about how people perceive you. Be you. Jesus loves you no matter how you are. He made you as you, and God made you as a perfect art. And do not critique his art because his art is beautiful. His art is perfect. Be you and just roll with it. If someone doesn't like you, honestly, it's their loss. And just be a leader in your own mind. Be a leader in your own community. And just keep going.
I think leaders have to break the stereotype. They have to be different. Like you've mentioned, Jesus, who was a regular leader who was obsessed with money and control and power, he just wanted to love on people and he wanted to help people reach heaven and to better their righteousness and better themselves. And I think that it's so hard in high school to try act to be different because it always feels like there's somebody judging you. And I think that you start to realize is that there's always going to be at least one or two people who don't like you. Especially as leaders, there's going to be people who don't influence to say that you're too bossy or that you try too hard, that we're too weird or you're biased. And we have to realize that's not actually about you, what they're saying. And you got to actively work to break the mindset of I have to fit in, unless you break the mindset of what other people say doesn't define me.
I think also people have this way of saying you were born to be a leader. And I feel like that can isolate people who want to reach for the stars, who want everything that they can possibly get in life, who are not afraid to strive for it. If someone doesn't look at them and say you were born to be a leader, it can deflate them. So I think, like you said about breaking the stereotype, you can be a leader. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you can be a leader. You may start out small, you may grow big, but just be yourself, honestly. And yeah, again, be yourself and just, I don't know, roll with it.
Love it. Rapid fire questions. All right. 30 minutes. Anybody dead or alive? Who would it be and why?
Oh, that is a curveball. I don't know. I want to say Abraham Lincoln. Okay. So, rapid fire. He was a fantastic leader. He led us through the Civil War. And honestly, people did not like him. At first, when he first began his presidency, people hated him. And in the end, he was assassinated because of that hatred. But he just kept going. He gave those speeches. He wrote those laws. He did what he wanted and what he believed in. And eventually, people started loving him. Even people from, I know now in our country, we have 2 different parties. And back then, it was still the same. And people from the other party loved him. And when he was assassinated, everyone mourned. The country mourned. I think that just shows that you can start off with being on the opposite side, with everybody being against you, but you can really just show up to have everybody loving you.
I love it. All right, Anna.
I think at the end of the day, in the big of leaders, I would lean towards my mom because, and she's not the big CEO of a company, or she honestly hasn't been the president of the United States, but I don't see leadership in smaller groups of people, and I think individual leadership, being able to change yourself, and I love to see my mom have a lot of personal growth, the way she leads herself and leads her friends by example, and our family. And I just think, yeah, she's been one of the best influences as a leader what I've had in my life, being able to look at her. And so I want to be like my mom.
I love it. I'm telling you, if I had 30 more minutes, it would be with the 2 of you. This is the next generation of leadership. This is what we want the next generation of leadership to look like, to talk like, to feel like. Thank you so much, the 2 of you, for making the time. Thank you for serving. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I love and appreciate you. I'm so thankful. Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Thanks.